Hello everyone, this is Suri. Welcome to my tutorial, and I'm going to tell you guys how to create a project using .NET. Okay, so the first thing is what is what kind in this tutorial I'm going to discuss everything about the .NET, like what kind of stuff we're going to use, what kind of thing we're going to say, create using .NET things, and we're going to talk about what kind of application we're going to build using .NET, and I'm going to create a project which is it's a series of tutorials after this, and I'm going to use all the techniques which I'm going to discuss right now. Okay, thank you very much. And next thing is application using .NET. What kind of application we're going to create using .NET? The first thing is a console application. So what is console applications? A console application is which looks like a command prompt. Okay, everything works in a command prompt, and you execute using command-based command. It's complete console and a black window with a white font on it, and you can give different colors. That's a different thing. And the next thing is Windows Forms. What is Windows Forms? Windows Forms is nothing but a form, window forms, and you can see any Windows, for example, you take any Windows Media Player or Internet Explorer. Those kind of stuff is built in a Windows Form application as a Windows Form applications. And the web applications. What is web applications? Web applications is nothing but a websites which we're going to use to create. We use ASP.NET to create them. The funny thing is ASP.NET supports lots of languages. It supports all the languages, almost all the languages. Okay, so but basically when we come to the web applications, it only uses two languages, which is C# and VB. Beside, we're gonna use ASP as well. Combined all together, it's called ASP.NET. Okay. But in the web application, we have different kind of applications as well. Like we're gonna create as a web application, we're gonna create as a website, or we're gonna use MVC, model view controllers, and that is a pretty good concept, and we're gonna see that one as well. And the next thing is Windows Phone. What is Windows Phone? The Microsoft introduced in 2010. They introduced Windows Phone 7. So with the Windows 7 as well. So in this Windows 7, we're gonna see all the things are in a tiles. Okay, the start menu contains all tiles and application tiles, and which is live tiles, so that you can see notifications, and it gets the information from the application database, and you can see directly on the tile, and you no need to open a tile and you view the notification. You can directly say what it is. And the next thing is WPF. WPF is sorry, I'm sorry about that. I need to talk about Windows Phone some more things. Like now we have Windows Phone 7.5 Mango, and they are going to introduce 7.8 and 8 as well. So in the future, so it will become this fall, and we have SDK and everything, and Windows Phone is integrated with each and every Windows concept, like Microsoft concept, like it has a cloud and a SkyDrive, and it's work with Azure, it's work with everything. It's like we can create database in isolated storage, and we can create XNA. Using XNA, we can create games, and which is really cool in the Windows Phone. You can see the Xbox Live directly in the Windows Phone. That's really pretty good thing. And the next thing is WPF. WPF is when the Windows introduced Arrow technology, Arrow features, they introduced WPF. Like you see now, Windows 7 has arrow bars and everything. It's a transparency of the borders of the windows and everything. Those are very pretty rich look, the glossy and all things. So that WPF is a very good thing. It combines with a language called XAML and the C# or VB. Why exactly WPF is famous? Because you see, the it you can create the styles and you can view with the different uh, application differently. Like if you take Office, Microsoft Office, it's a Windows WPF application. It's a really rich looking application. Okay, and the WCF is nothing but a web service. Now when see, we already have a ASP.NET Web Services, but the WCS is different. Why? Because you see, if you take the web service, very difficult to bind with any cross platforms. Like if I work with a Windows Phone, or if I work with a Metro style application, if I work with Windows Forms or web application, any console application, anything I can do, I can work with WCF. But I'll face problem when I come to the web services. But the thing is, it's a good. You can easily, when for example, if you want to create a class performance, Silverlight doesn't accept web services, so you have to use WCF. It's a very easy process. That would be great. And I'm not saying if web services not works in Silverlight, it might work, but the thing is, it's really complications. But the thing, if you use WCF, that would be easiest way to bind the application with the web services. Okay, Silverlight. What is Silverlight? Silverlight is just a rich application, rich styled application. It's the same way we use XAML and other languages, C# and VB. In Silverlight is just like, you see, Flex is the same way Windows Silverlight is there, but it works more than Flex. It contains it's an app. It's not exactly the browser. You can work on the browser, you can create as a desktop application, you can do whatever you want, but it interacts with the web and you will get the information whatever you need. The thing is, it's a beautiful application, and you create the application, you can create the animations, you can create any kind of, you can play video players or something like that. You can do a lot of things using Silverlight. And the next thing is Metro style apps. In 2012, Microsoft introduced Metro style apps with the hint of Windows 8 developer tools. Okay, so Windows 8 is completely based on Metro style applications. You can see Windows 8 start dashboard. You can see all the tiles just like Windows Phone. Okay, you can see all the live tiles and you can see the information right through it. It's amazing operating system I've ever seen right now. It's a really cool app. And not only that, it works. If you have a 32-bit operating system, it only works on 1 GB RAM and 1 GHz processor. That it's a really cool thing. Okay, and the next thing is SharePoint. What is SharePoint? SharePoint is a one big large portal which shares the documents and the company information and everything. It's a huge portal. Okay, it's a huge application, and it has a very good. Every office in the world uses it, and it creates you can create directly a document and you can post it directly, and you can edit any of your colleagues or something, any of your colleagues are with a different versions, and it maintains that particular portal. Okay, it's a knowledge based portal, but it's not like any other knowledge based portal. It's a completely different thing. You can create websites, you can create a lot of things. It's amazingly built portal. And the software, XNA is nothing but gaming studio. XNA gaming studio. So you can develop a Windows Phone for Windows Phone or Windows or Xbox. The one good thing about XNA game studio is it can build a cross platform. Like if you write a code for for example, if you take Xbox, you're writing a code for Xbox. So I need that same code for Windows Phone as well. So you no need to worry about to copy all the code to Windows Phone. It's very easy to create the platform. So this is the best thing that you can save the time for each and everything. So you no need to write for all the platforms. You write every platform together. That's the main concept for the Microsoft is introduced XNA class platform and the application. And I'll gonna show you how easy it would be and how we can deal with all these kind. Not exactly all. I'll go for web apps, Windows Phone, and Metro style applications. Okay, and the Windows Phone is contains Silverlight, so we gonna see Silverlight as well. So next thing is what kind of tools we use to develop .NET. The Microsoft have a tool which is called IDE, which is Visual Studio, and it has a different versions like Express Edition, Professional, and Ultimate. Visual Studio Ultimate. The thing is, I recommend any of them. You can use any of them, but the thing is, if you really want to use for the practice, go for Visual Studio Express Edition. That would be better for you. But the one bad thing about the Visual Studio Express is you have to install everything separately, and some of the features will be not available in an Express Edition. But if you work with the Ultimate or Professional, that would be awesome experience. You will see, and everything will be at one place. That's good. And the web metrics. What is web metrics? And Microsoft introduced the web platform. You can see you can easily create a web application and it directly publish that web application to website. It's an easy way to create a web application using web metrics. Okay, and Expression Studio. What is Expression Studio? Expression Studio introduced by Microsoft, which has a set of tools like Blend, Design, and Encoder. Web Developer. These 4 tools are very much important tools. Like if you want to create a button, if you want to create a logo, if you want to create anything, you'll go for Visual Studio Express Design. If you want to create styles in a Metro style in a Silverlight or Windows Phone applications, you need a good Blend will be the one who creates styles and creates amazingly builded thing. So you can see all the Blend application at one place. It's a real. If you see it, you can see it's a very cool one. And the web applications. If you want to create really work with static websites, something like that, it's a Expression Studio Web Developers. It's a really good. And I talk about all the things. Yeah, Encoder. Encoder is nothing but recording the videos desktop and share it to the particular. You can create animations and a lot of things you can do with the Expression Studio. Expression Encoder. Okay. And the SQL Server. Presently, it's work. I'm using SQL Server 2012, and it's pretty good. I'm not using everything. It's a RC Express Edition. So I use Express Edition because my PC doesn't work. It has only 4 GB RAM, so that I'll use it for. I need to work as fast as can, so I use Express Edition. So let's go. And IIS. In my PC, I'm running Windows 8, so IIS is already installed in it. So I install in it. IIS 8, the newer version. So it works with for .NET Framework 4.5 as well. Thank you. The next thing is creating a project. Okay, whenever you're creating the project, you need to think about what kind of project you have to build. Okay, create an idea. What kind of idea you should create? The idea comes into your mind, you put it as an application. So for example, if you take I'll take one inventory application. I want to build an inventory application. So how the inventory should be work? Am I building for a small store, or I am building for the retail shop? Am I building for the cloth store? It could be anything, right? So I am going to build a inventory application. So what kind of application would be? If I'm working with a different, I have a different branches. Okay, so I own a clothes store, and I need to create a inventory for my clothes store. So I have different branches for my clothes store, so I need to access all the data at one place. So what kind of application we should create for this? We're going to create a web application. Or else we can create, if I have only one store and go for desktop application, that would be easy for me. Okay, the next thing is think a name of the app. So I'll say I have a clothes store called and so some clothes store, so I say some inventory application. It should be very innovative. For example, I'll have a shopping spree. I have a shopping spree clothes store, so I'll say shopping spree clothes store. So I'll say shopping spree inventory. So it could be if it doesn't have to do anything with our do with inventory application. If you're creating an innovative application like game or like a entertainment application, like anything, so you're gonna choose a wise name for that app so that everybody can attract. For example, if you're creating a mobile application, that somebody sees that name, they have to attract for that application. Okay, so that he can open, at least he can open and see what kind of stuff is there. Otherwise you will be wasting your time. So if you don't have a proper name, so people might think what it is. So just think an innovative name. Okay, so just like Twitter or Facebook, it's a really innovative. So, right? Okay, good. So next thing is, if you're creating a application, if you're creating for the class platforms, like if I create one source, I want to create application for each and every platform the .NET supports, like web, Windows, desktop, web, Windows desktop, a Windows phone, or tablet, or Xbox. I want to work with all these applications, so I need to build the application for everything. So what kind of, for example, I have a game. It works. It's an HTML5 game, so it works in it works in a Windows tablet or Windows everywhere. So how I'm going to embed this game to all the platforms? Okay, so choose wisely. If I'm creating cross-platform application, choose platform. What kind of platforms this should be work on? Okay, that's great. The next thing is collect. For example, if you the cross-platform, I'm saying, if you take a box.com, it has it created different set of applications. Like it has each and every platform, like in the world. Like it has Windows Metro Style, Windows Phone, and iOS, Android, and web application. It works everywhere they work. Okay, it's a nice cloud computing cloud drives. Okay, nice cloud drive. And the next thing is collect the resources and build the platforms. And you need, whenever you're creating a project, collect all the information about that project, and research that product and research about that product, and keep everything and at one place, and build the platforms. For example, if you are working with a phone, so that if you have a phone, that would be better, or you can use simulator. So you need a SDK for phone, so development kit for phone, so you need to install that. So build that platforms and create a timesheet. Before this step should be the top one. After you got an idea, create a timesheet, that what comes next, how many days should take each and every step, so how you gonna work with that. So if you use timesheet, that would be easy to maintain project delivery perfectly. Okay, and the next thing is, if I'm not going to use timesheet in this for now, because I'm going to create and I'm going to use that, I'm going to explain that, it would be the really big time for me. So I'm not going to use any timesheet. I'm really sorry for it. Thank you. Next thing is building the resources. I have different. For example, if you have a PC, if you install Visual Studio in it, and you install all the application SDKs and everything, that would be the development environment. Okay, so for example, I need a development environment. For example, I need a database server. So I need database server in a server, not, for example, I'm working for some company, so it doesn't have each and every individual system as a act as a server. It has a server. We can use that server to create a project. So what we're going to do, we're going to create the project or a server in one place, and we can access the database or anything. You want to create a website, anything you will create in the server, and you can access from the development environment. So that you can, to do that, you need to create an environment. That would be good. And the test environment. Test environment is, for example, if you take a mobile application or metro application. For example, if you are running in a Windows 7, so I created for Windows 8. So I want to create for Windows 8. What would you do? You need I created application. Whenever I am executing, it doesn't execute because it doesn't have that capability to execute that application. Windows 7 doesn't have a capability to execute metro style application. So what happens? It creates an emulator and opens it. The thing is, you don't create all kind of test environments that would be easy for you. Okay, so that you can whenever you're writing the code, and you can test side by side. After done everything, you can give to some other guy with a product development, like if I execute a Windows Form application, you will get an exe file. So you just give to other one, and they will test it in a different platform, and they get taking the bug report. That would be the test environment. And deploying the project to the system. For example, I create a website and I need to deploy into the web server. So what kind of steps we're going to take? We're going to already build the web server, and what we're going to configure that web server, and everything would be perfect before going to the deploy. Okay, let's go. Next thing, N-tier technology. Now we come to the development technologies. First thing, what is N-tier? What the steps? Okay, it is kind of steps. So what kind of steps should we do to develop N-tier technology? Okay, here you see PL, DAL, BLL. What is PL? Is a presentation layer, data access layer. DAL is a data access layer. BLL is a business logic layer. So whenever I am creating, for example, why we use N-tier technology means because we need to consume the time. Not only consumes the time. For example, I'll walk you through this. For example, I have DAL and BLL. I don't have a PL. I have a PL, but in the presentation layer, I got a new technology. For example, you say MVC 4.0. Now it's got I'm using MVC 3.0. Now MVC 4.0 has a mobile technology as well. So what we gonna do? I need the application which works for that and works for this. So I don't make any changes in BL and DL. I'll make changes in PL. So that what happens? It only changes PL. So another PL is there. So that's why it's called N-tier technology. So you can create as many layers you want. But the thing is, basically, DAL is the data access. You put database in there, and you put logic in BLL, and you use these two in a PL to create a beautiful application. Okay, we talk about this clearly when we get to N-tier technology. Okay, next thing, creating the cross-platform application. You see, whenever you're creating the whenever you create BL and DL, those two are class libraries. So that what happens, I can use those class libraries. For example, if I executed it, it generates .dll files. Okay, so those two files should copy. BL is business access layer. Don't confuse with BLL and BAL. Both are same. Okay, BAL and DAL creates a class library. I use that class library in the presentation layer. if I open anything, you'll see add reference. You have an add reference folder, so you use that folder to bind the class library to the presentation layer. Okay, so get that library, class library. uh, Sorry about that, actually something went wrong. Okay, so BAL and DAL. So those two libraries, you can create those two libraries, and no need to change anything after that. You can create different presentation layers. Like you can go for Windows 7, Windows Phone, Windows 8, tablet, and Windows desktop, web, and Xbox. Each and every where with a different platform. That is called, we want to create cross platform. Okay. The next thing is what we do now. What we do now, and I've already told you guys, I'm going to create a project. Okay, one simple project so that you can see all kind of stuff. So first I'll create the database using SQL Server Reservation, and I will create the project cross platforms. Whatever the platforms I need to create, I'll gonna create those platforms, and I'm gonna build that platforms and everything, and create the resources. I'm gonna create all the things. I'm not gonna show you how to create the buttons in Photoshop and all the things. I'm just gonna create the layouts and everything. I'm gonna show you how to create layouts and all the stuff, but not creating logos and all the stuff. So it's completely, buttons and everything will be separate. Okay. And the next thing is I'm gonna start developing the DL and BL. So we're gonna see how to develop a DL and DL. And next, sorry. And next thing is I'm gonna create the application. It's called music application. So we're gonna create that application in different platforms. One first thing is web and Windows Phone, and metro style application. Next thing, to create this application, I'm going to use different technologies: HTML5, ASP.NET MVC 3.0, and jQuery, Silverlight, and metro style apps, metro style, you know, uh, technology, SDK. So we're going to use all these things and to create the music application. This basically, this application architecture is, I have three, four different applications. One is administrator, one is admin, and another one is web client, which is you can use from the web application, and the mobile client and desktop client. Desktop client is nothing but a meta style application. Okay, what administrator can do? He manages all the things, all bounds tracks, users, database, whatever it is. Using web client, he manages all the uh, website management. It's a completely website management. So next thing is users. What users will do? They can access application through Internet Explorer, or phone, Windows Phone, or start screen. So we're going to start building these applications. Okay. So next tutorial follows through all the questions. I mean, next tutorial I'm going to start doing. Start developing the application. So first thing I'm going to use, I'm going to create the database, whatever we need, and I'll show you the easiest way to create it, or else you can. I have lots of ideas in my mind, so I'll just going to implement it is step by one, step by step. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll see you on next tutorial. Thank you. Please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.